Alright, so I call this one Let's Make a Test Bench. I am sorry this is coming to you so late, I promise. I really tried to get it done earlier. Just wasn't in the cards. Okay, so we are going to make a test bench, and I'm just going to walk through doing it. And you may see me going back and forth. I have a couple versions of the final project going back and forth to look because I'm terrible at remembering syntax. So, and this is going to be kind of just quick how to do it. Maybe tomorrow if I have time I'll do another one, show you how you can make it useful. So this is going to be a simulation source. So I'll click on simulation source, add or create simulation sources, and I'm not going to add anything here. I'm just going to do create file, and I'll call it project test bench, and finish. And okay, and I'm not going to put anything in there at this point. Okay, so now I will find it here, project test bench. You do want to right click on it. You want to make sure that set as top is grayed out. If it's not grayed out, click on it. And I have found that sometimes I have to do this a couple times. And now it'll be grayed out. So set on top is grayed out. So now I'll do that. And you can make test benches for all of your modules. Where I'm going to do it for the top module. So, so what I will do, I have it. It has the name module test bench, and just open parentheses, close parentheses here. Now I will go to my top module, which I have. It's called final. I called mine Final 2023 RR. And I want to get all of my inputs and outputs. And anything that was an input is going to be reg. Anything that was an output is going to be a wire. Alright, and I'm going to put a couple more things in here later. Let's see, what are my errors here? Okay, so I need semicolons at the end of these. From where I copied them, they were commas. Wire, not reg. That has an extra parentheses. Okay, so that all looks good now. Okay, now I'm going to look at my project. And it will be the name of my project, and then unit under test. It doesn't have to be called that, that's just what I'm calling it. And then I want to make sure I have the same variables in the same order. I can use the dot notation if I wanted to, if I didn't want to worry about having them in the same order, but I'm not going to do that here. You can look up in the course documentation how to do that. So I just need to make sure that they are in the same order as they are here in the definition. So I'll have to take out all the extra stuff. So I will pause it and make you not have to watch as I delete all that. Okay, so now I'm going to... Hold on, I think I need to go let my cat out. Okay, so now I need to instantiate my other modules, and so I will go here to where I have them. Now, one thing that you have to do here is here in your top module, if you are like me, you might not have necessarily given these a name when you put them in here, but you will need to do that. So any of your other modules, you'll need to make an instance of them. So I will just call them my whatever. Okay, so I'm now going to instantiate all of these. And I will give them a different name, so I will unit under test 2, unit under test 3, unit under test 4, unit under test 5. I don't remember that I had 5 last time. Allocator station 1. Oh, I guess I don't need them all. Maybe I don't need them at all. I'll take them out. Let's see what happens if I take them out. So, pop, they're gone. Now you do still have to name them. So we'll see if this works, and if it doesn't work, we'll put them back in. All right. So now the next thing I need to do is my initialization. So I will have anything that needs to be initialized. So let's see. Set clock to 0. Sure, why not? Initial. And then just this display line, just we can look at the console and see if I see the word start, that lets me know, okay, it did start at least. The /n, as you probably know from your C++, just makes it go to a new line. That's the new line. Mode equals 1. I do want it to be in regular mode. And then I don't know what the term is for that symbol now. We used to call it the pound sign. I believe it's also now a hashtag. I don't know. But anyway, this is telling it to wait for 100 nanoseconds, I guess. And then it will also display testing on the screen. And this is all that I have it doing in its initialization. So that's the initializing part. Now I want to give it some values to test. So, and again, we're not doing much, or I'm not doing much here. I'm just kind of showing you how to do it. And then, so I'll have an always block, and it just always. And then what I did is just to give it some different values to see what happens. I had 4, and I'll have my task 1 go through its 3 different types at 0, 1, and 2. So for loop there, starting at 0 as long as t1 is less than 3, and then add 1 each time. And then nested within that, another for loop going through my different values of t2. And then I wanted to have it like go through several clock cycles, so I needed to iterate that. So I just used a for loop to count, and I used I as my counting variable. So I'll need to put that in here as just as an integer I. That's just a counting variable. It's not doing anything except for counting. And so then I have I going from 0 to 19 just to advance through different clock cycles. And then I have it wait for 10 cycles, and then I have clock equals not clock, and then another 10 more, well, not cycles, but 10 time units, and then clock equals not clock. And that's just to advance the clock, so that when in the module, when it has always at positive edge clock, we get to a positive edge of the clock. And then I'm having it just display something, and then you can change this to see whatever it is that you're looking at. So I decided I wanted to display segment, and I'm displaying it. I have %8b, so I'm displaying it in binary, so I'm displaying the binary code. Let's also display it in decimal, so I will do %2 decimal space, so we'll have that, and then you can display all kinds of other things if you want to, and end my 2 for loops, and then display ended, and then end module. Don't see any errors, so I will save this. Let's see if this works. So I will go to run simulation, run behavioral simulation. Yeah, let's save it. Ah, of course. Okay, I'm going to pause it and see what else is wrong, and then I'll come back after I fixed it. Okay, this wasn't so bad. Yeah, I in my display, I had two things I wanted to display here. Seg and in decimal and also in binary, so I needed to tell it what it was twice. So hopefully that's all that is. Ooh, pretty. Alright, so now let's take a look at my console. You also have the timing diagram up there to look at. Oh, interesting. I didn't mean to actually display segment. That's not what I didn't want the decimal value of segment. I'll show you what I actually wanted. But so so this is giving the segment. So that's the binary for the string for the 7-segment display. What I really meant to display was that's a wrong project. That's the project I want. So I don't think I have it here. Okay, so what I really wanted to display was the count, the actual count, but that is not in my top module. Okay, well, I got to get this up and posted. So you can also make test benches for the individual modules individually, and and test those out as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get this up so it's available for y'all and I can get some sleep.